All right, good evening. Welcome back. Caleb Chevalier with my colleagues in the Storm Center. Arden Gregory will be joining me here soon. So we're going to do some side-by-side coverage. Lucas McCoy is also on deck. He's on air with us from Revolution 91.7. We do have a couple tornado warnings to pass along to you at this time. So I'm going to share those images, and we'll get right down to it. We do have, let's see, Level 2 data has been a little stubborn, so we'll go with Level 3 for now, and there it is. This storm, which we were watching earlier, cycled down, but it's started to ramp up again, and we've got that telltale sign of the hook over, but just north of Lewisburg. This is the actual tornado warning polygon, so I'll read it here for you. This goes until 7:25 p.m. At 7:02, the National Weather Service in Louisville issued a tornado warning for southwestern Butler and northwestern Logan County. At 7:01, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 12 miles north of Russellville and moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Radar has indicated rotation, so nothing confirmed on the ground at this time. This is simply from a radar standpoint. I'm using Hopkinsville for this, which has not had the best slice, interestingly enough, in terms of looking at it today. But again, rotation, albeit weak, yeah, would be in this area. You have some greens and some very, very light shades of outbound velocities, suggesting that there's something going on right here just north of Lewisburg. And this will be traversing to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. That's a fairly rural, in fact, I think it gets pretty hilly up through there. Let me turn off the data. That's a fairly hilly and foresty area. No real communities to touch on in this particular limitation. But again, Lewisburg, you need to be in your safe shelter right now with this rotation very close to you, and it's moving to the northeast at 40. Would put it, Huntsville's included in the warning, and Huntsville I would take shelter as well, simply because of the tendency for these things to start skirting north again as they occlude. But all the way down to Woodbury, I believe, is in this warning as well. But in between, not a whole lot of locations to concern ourselves with, but if you live in northern Logan County and southern sections of Butler or western sections, do be in your safe shelter at this time, lowest floor of your home, whether it be a basement or an interior room, closet, or bathroom on your first floor. And be sure to find a way to cover your head and make sure you're in a safe place. Level 2 may be back. Well, it's taking a while, but we've got the warnings loaded in, so hopefully we'll get to that soon. And that may just be a result of the Hopkins County radar site, or Fort Campbell radar site, I should say. So this is not the only thing we have going on. We did mention a severe thunderstorm warning for Todd, or that a potential might be there for Todd, and again, we do have something warned there. That was warned 3 minutes ago. At 7:05, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Elkton to Guthrie and moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard includes 60-mile-per-hour winds, and we're starting to see some hail indicators too. This is the first time we've seen hail mentioned. Penny-sized hail is the threat with this storm, and I would imagine if anywhere that would be over Elkton. Composite reflectivity seems to indicate the brightest values over Elkton. So that would be where the hail threat is, but this is set to expire until it ends at 7:30. So we'll be running through that for another 20 minutes, and that is, again, just for Todd County, because this is as far east as Paducah can issue until it becomes part of Louisville's jurisdiction. Good news, that severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Sumner and Robertson counties is no longer on the board, and it hasn't been reissued just yet. I will say that we're starting to get a little bit of rain coming in, perhaps some thunder with this as well on the south side of Bowling Green, but nothing warned, just some moderate rain moving through the south side that will be paralleling I-65 and going up the south and east sides of the city. Concern now lies with this new tornado warning, which goes until 7:25. It was issued at 7:02, so it's about a 20-25 minute shelf life for this, moving to the northeast. So this should just stay out of Muhlenberg County. And Muhlenberg would be designation for Paducah, but they're going to leave a warning off of this, I think, because this will track just outside of Muhlenberg. But if you do live points north and east of Lewisburg, please take shelter at this time, and if you are in southern Butler County, you need to be in your safe place right now as well, especially south of Huntsville. Morgantown, I should say, is not included in this warning, but the polygon does run from about Rochester to Woodbury. As I mentioned, we've got some others standing by. Arden Gregory will be here joining me shortly. And I'm going to have to cut the screenshots out when I do this. Lucas McCoy is standing beside us in Revolution 91.7. He's with his team upstairs getting the warnings out to you. So again, if you're in Warren County or a border county, please tune in 91.7 in the event of lost power or another circumstance. You can get your warnings from them on 91.7. Let's see. All right, so we've got the new link out, and so thanks, Lucas, for verifying that. Are you seeing anything with this storm that stands out to you in the past couple scans?
Well, I know you just mentioned that it wasn't so much in Muhlenberg County, but the last scan actually had a location along, let's see, let me get my window pulled up a little bit bigger here so I can read the road name here. It looked like it was right along, well, the street level mapping is not quite cooperating with me right now, but it looked like the highest level of rotation was just to the northeast of Dunmore in Muhlenberg County, but that's kind of right along the border. So if you're right along the border of Butler and Muhlenberg County, don't let your guard down if you're on that county line.
That's a good point. Now that you mentioned that, Lucas, yeah, the latest scan just came in. Does push it awfully close to Muhlenberg, so it points east of Dunmore. See, I think the community of Gus is down there as well. Yeah, just be vigilant if you're there, especially far extreme southeastern portions of Muhlenberg County would not hurt to be in your safe shelter this time. Next scan is a lot more indicative of rotation. Yeah, Lucas. On the border there, in fact. That is the border of Butler and Muhlenberg counties. So, in fact, I think I may need to be screenshotting this. That's what I forgot to do. Okay, so we'll get that up for you. Here's what I was mentioning, not the low res. Low res is not coming in for me for some reason, so hopefully it will come back soon. Or high res, I mean. Low res is coming. So, here we go, yeah. Rotation's better on this scan in terms of, yeah, indicative of a tornado. Better presence than last scan, that's for certain. This is also going to the north. Yeah, this is north-northeast, so this is tracking towards Huntsville as of right now. Again, the couplet signature, fairly well defined. We have the greens sort of swiping in with the reds. You almost can see the curlicue here. And that lines up on radar fairly well. There's your hook, yeah. And that is on the county line, moving probably north-northeast at this point. Huntsville, you'll need to be heading to your safe shelter at this time, and points south and east of Huntsville especially, because we'll be seeing that tracking anywhere between, yeah, we'll be staying, in fact, it may just be best to loop it here, just to see what the past progress of it. I'm going to be missing a couple images, but yeah, it may be making more of a north turn, Lucas. And having said that, that's probably because it's starting to collect itself with that line. You've got that the prefrontal line, the squall line that we've been advertising, off to our east, and that line, that supercell, it's been working its way out ahead of it ever since southern Tennessee, but it looks like that's about to come in contact with the line again, which may pull it a little farther north. Is that what you've been noticing?
Yeah, it's kind of been doing exactly what you're saying. It's sort of been turning more northward, so that's why I was noticing that a couple minutes ago about Muhlenberg County, not for them to let their guard down, and may even want to give a heads up to the folks up in Ohio County, because if it continues moving northward, it's going to go towards Cool Springs and Beaver Dam here over the next couple hours, over the next couple minutes. So, especially Rochester. Rochester's kind of at the triple point between Muhlenberg, Butler, and Logan County. That's not Logan County, Ohio County. So that's want to give them a heads up as well, just to be really paying attention to the current conditions outside. And if you see anything, make sure to report it to us. We can get that straight to the National Weather Service. If it's safe to do so, let us know.
Absolutely, and I think Louisville is in charge of Ohio County, yeah, so we may be seeing something from them. Still losing radar data here on level 2, so I'm going to close that out for now, and instead just go back to sharing what I have on my screen, level 3. So this is a scan from 710. We're still waiting on this one. Um, it's now 7:18, and we don't have a whole lot of data for this. So I'm not sure if we're having a data or internet issue down here on my end because things are starting to come in late. I know this happened back in April when we were advertising something down there in Allen County. So we'll see if this trickles in. This is an image that's 8 minutes old, so preferably we'd want something newer than that. But yeah, that rotation by now could easily be up towards Huntsville. So again, Huntsville area and areas west of State Road 79 being your tornado safe shelter at this time. Basement if you've got it. Otherwise, the lowest floor of your home. Find an interior room, ideally a closet or your bathroom. Get down if you are on the lowest. If your lowest level is your first level, get in your bathroom if you can. If it's interior, get in the tub and put something over you. Whether you're in the basement or not, I think a bicycle helmet's always a good idea. Something to protect your head. We don't have any confirmation right now that this is wrong, but comparing it to the last couple scans, it certainly does look better. So yeah, and again, this is tracking to the northeast is my best estimate at this time. This goes until 7:25, so it has another 6 minutes. Louisville will have to make a decision here regarding this storm. So how about, let's see. My data is approaching 9 minutes old, Lucas. Would you like to share something and walk us through it? Because yours might be a little more up to date.
Yeah, I kind of have the same exact data source you do, and it's doing the same thing to me. It may be a data issue with the radar.
Okay. Okay. I was afraid it was going to be something internet related down here. So it's probably servers with National Weather.
Actually, I just got an update from 7:18, so it just now came in. So
7:18. Is that? Did you get that on level 3?
Yes.
Okay, I'm still waiting on that. So tell you what. I will, yeah, Lucas, I'll hand it over to you for a little while, and I'll let you know when I've got stuff coming back. We're having some data issues down here right now, so if you'd like to track it for us, go ahead.
Alrighty. Alright, let's see. Make sure this is showing correctly. So, currently, the tornado warning, Huntsville's right in the direct path. If you look where my mouse cursor is, we'll take a look at velocity. It's not quite as pronounced on the level 2 as it was. There's your greatest area of rotation, and it's actually to the north of where the hook echo is on radar, so we can't really tell very well on this radar source because it's kind of in the middle of our radar sites from the Louisville site, the Hopkinsville site, and the Nashville site. We don't have a great look at it, but I would say if you're in the communities of Rochester, you're going to want to make sure you're taking your precautions if you're in, let's see. Also, pinpointing Harper's Crossroads in the warning, Haroldsville, Quality, Boston, Huntsville, and Dunbar. Those areas also are underneath the highest threat of the tornado, and like we said earlier, want to make sure you keep your eyes open up. And speaking of, there comes a new severe thunderstorm warning for Ohio County. You just saw it pop up on screen. So this is going to affect the areas. We'll pull this warning up, and it says 7:19 p.m. Severe thunderstorm warning located 13 miles southwest of Central City, moving north at 45 miles per hour. Areas impacted on this warning are Hartford, Wycox, Pool Spring, Schultztown, Scotttown, Rockport, 19, Highview, Beaver Dam, Robjoy, Sanford Crossing, Mount Pleasant, Horton, Rosine, and Jingo. These areas are under the greatest threat of from these storms, and they have tagged this with the new tornado possible tag that they're starting to use in our warnings, with winds greater than 60 miles per hour and hail tags finally showing up just under an inch. So I believe the Weather Service has got a little bit confident this is not quite as a pronounced rotation as it had. We'll have to see what they do with this tornado warning down for Butler County. They may allow that to expire when it's the scheduled time. But so now it's the focus is concentrating on Ohio County and Beaver Dam, Cool Springs, those areas. Shav, are you seeing anything now?
Yeah, we've got and Jacob Wilkins and a couple others behind me are notifying me of some heads-up activity we've got going on. The Ohio County warning is there, yes. We've got that, Lucas. This slice is still from 7:10, and I'm waiting for level 2 to come up, and this is still at 7:23. So it sounds like this is locally an issue on my end. While I wait for this to ingest, Lucas, it sounds like, are you behind the scenes? We've got some eyes on a couplet that needs bearing. In fact, Jacob's got it to me right here. Yeah, okay, so we've got a couplet, strong couplet, in fact, over Rochester. That is in Butler County. Lucas, I'm going to turn it over to you because you have the tracking abilities. So it looks like, well, at the very least, we made an extension of this tornado warning.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get see if I have the road data up here. I actually do. We don't have a very good view at it here, but the city of Rochester, if we look right here, looks like the rotation from the other radar is along Ferry Street, Rochester Lock, and Rochester Road, and it looks like it'd be heading up State Highway 369, Porter Lane, Taylor Cemetery Lane, Union Hill Road, and Wysox Road. We noticed that the new severe thunderstorm warning did pinpoint Wysox as a area that will be impacted by this storm. We'll get back to the Hopkinsville site so we can actually see the rotation. And you'll see that it's moved just to the north of Rochester on the newest scan, and it has tightened up just a little bit. Cool Springs looks to be next in path with this, as well as Cromwell. So you want to be making sure you're taking your tornado safety precautions, as we said earlier. Make sure you get to your lowest level of your home. Even though this is not a tornado warning, it still has a possibility of producing a tornado. We want to treat this more like a tornado warning than just a regular severe thunderstorm warning, because of the fact that at any moment this is a small tornado that could do some damage. And I believe we just got a new ping from the NWS chat. And they have let the tornado warning for Butler County expire, so we can give them the all clear.
Okay. Yeah, and I've got level 2. It finally came back, Lucas. So let me show you all what our high res data is showing. Entires. All right, so we finally have that back, and this really does tell a story. This is what Jacob handed me on the side with his phone. So yeah, you've got strong orange inbound, or outbounds, I should say, and some green wrapping in next to it. This is one of the better signatures we've seen this evening, aside from the one down there in Clarksville, Tennessee. So this would. Okay, let's go to Louisville, and this may be just a little while to load in. So while we take a little break there, okay, here's level 3 from Hopkinsville, and again, even on this scan, looks pretty good. Greens and reds side by side. You'll notice it's now 7:25. That red box is gone. That tornado warning has expired. And we have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Ohio County until 7:50, but Louisville is certainly, I would imagine, looking at this, and I would see some sort of warning extension for, say, areas, yeah, out to Morgantown and Horse Branch. I would expect a polygon in this area that I'm drawing right here, because this is certainly, I mean, this ramped up from the past scan as well. And base reflectivity will show you the same thing. Perhaps we have our... Okay, we're still waiting on that. That's kind of frustrating, but we'll work with what we got. Okay, there is... And we may be able to... glad you brought that up, because there we go. Okay, so this is the product I was talking about earlier when we were worried about Guthrie in Todd County. When we have these blues, these shades of blue, which would indicate some sort of material being lofted. In other words, you don't have any correlation between the materials in the air. If you're talking about tornadic debris of all shapes and sizes, then it's going to return a low correlation and give you these blue colors. It lines up fairly well, unfortunately, with...
Y'all still there? I'm not hearing you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.